An Illinois mayor is getting national attention for the way that she's spending taxpayer dollars. Now, critics say you can't turn your head in the Chicago suburb of Dolton without seeing the name of Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Nobody knows something. Don't nobody know nothing.
Tiffany Henyard certainly isn't shy about attracting attention. Here she is starting a Dolton Village board meeting dressed like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City, later punctuating her political points with the help of her own DJ.
Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. Thank you, DJ.
This truth is stranger than fiction. This is like a sitcom, but there is nothing funny about this.
So Tiffany Henyard has now hit the national news. Let's talk about it. So let me introduce you to Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
I know y'all know this by now, so just sing along with me, okay? Let's do it. I woke up this morning, got up out of my bed, I looked around, this is what I said, thank you, Lord.
Now, if you don't know who Tiffany Henyard is, you haven't been keeping up with the news. Tiffany Henyard is the first woman mayor of Dolton, Illinois.
History is going to be made today in South Suburban Dolton. Tiffany Henyard will be sworn in as the village's first woman mayor. Henyard won 82% of the vote in the April election. She'll be sworn in at 4 this afternoon at Dolton Main Park.
Now, it's shocking, but yes, the news media has finally found Tiffany Henyard. Check out these headlines. Democratic mayor accused of antics so wild, she deserves her own TV show, Real Life Parks and Recreation. Here is the Sun. Royal appointment, Democratic mayor Tiffany Henyard living like a royal on a $300K salary in working class town, but claims God chose me. Here's the New York Post. Meet Democratic Mayor, Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who critics say deserves her own TV show for brazen antics and wild spending. This is from England. First female mayor of tiny Illinois village who hired a child gang blankets is slammed for living like royal after demanding $300K salary, using taxpayer money for billboards, hair and makeup, and passing law so next mayor will earn just $25,000. The Chicago Tribune, Martin Luther King Jr. Business Brunch honors community leaders including embattled Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. So as you can see, Tiffany Henyard and the story of the corruption in Dolton, Illinois has finally made national news.
An Illinois mayor is getting national attention for the way that she's spending taxpayer dollars. Now, critics say you can't turn your head in the Chicago suburb of Dolton without seeing the name of Mayor Tiffany Henyard. She's also the supervisor of a neighboring township and refers to herself as Super Mayor. It's her TikTok handle, too. But she's now accused of spending tens of thousands of taxpayer funds on self-promoting billboards, as well as putting her name on government buildings, government vehicles, even government rugs. Not to mention the Tiffany Henyard calendar, which includes the Super Mayor's birthday, because you can't forget that. She could pay for all of this herself, given that her salary for the two jobs is nearly $300,000. More than the state's governor, by the way. But it's all on the taxpayer's dime. And this goes beyond signage and merch. Henyard put an ordinance in place that if she lost a future mayoral election, the next mayor's salary would be dropped from $200,000 to $25,000. But if she wins, it stays the same.
So Tiffany Henyard has now won the election, and it's time to hook up some friends. Let's start with the child sex offender.
Furious after a Fox 32 investigation found this registered child sex offender on the public payroll.
A sex offender, you don't give them carte blanche to go into different people's homes.
46-year-old Lavelle Redmond is close friends with Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Records obtained by Fox 32 show that on September 20th, Redmond was hired as a code enforcement officer for the village of Dolton, a job that gives him access inside homes and businesses. Redmond served 25 years in prison for the brutal gang rape and beating of two young teenage girls in the 1990s.
So as you can see, hiring a child blank offender didn't go over too well. But Tiffany A. Henyard still had total control. Now she's going to start a village board meeting dressed up as crack-dealing mega gangster Nino Brown from the movie New Jack City.
What happened? Huh? Don't nobody know nothing? Don't nobody know nothing? What up with this? Somebody got to know something was going on.
Don't nobody know nothing? Yeah. Nobody. Nobody? Trustees? Nobody? Somebody knows something. Ain't that right, Jason? I think you know something. Yeah, you know something. Hey, y'all, I am Superman.
So now, dressed up as a crack-dealing gangster, she then goes on to let the residents know that they need to pay up or things will happen. See, Rihanna did this song called Bitch Better Have My Money. And listen to how the super mayor uses that song.
I'm looking for that Rihanna. That's what I'm looking for. Because at the end of the day, this is what they told me to tell y'all. Right here. Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. Thank you, DJ.
Now we're 3 minutes in and we haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet. Now, Tiffany A. Henyard needs the best security possible. She's the mayor of Dolton, Illinois, which is a small town, but she needs 24-hour protection. So what does that mean? It looks like it means overtime fraud.
Using a Freedom of Information request, we obtained the work records for 6 of the officers assigned to Henyard's security detail at various times. The officers are paid every 2 weeks, which without overtime is 80 hours. But when they're put on Henyard's detail, that 80 hours balloons to well over 100 hours, sometimes 200 hours. And in the case of Officer Terry Young last May, 303 hours worked over a 2-week period. That resulted in a single paycheck of more than $13,000. In fact, there are 336 hours total in 2 weeks, meaning Young was not being paid for only 33 hours over that period.
Okay, so the math is simple here. 24 hours a day times 7 days in a week, that gives you 168 hours in 1 week. But we're talking about a 2-week time frame, so 168 hours times 2, that's 336 total hours in a 2-week period. Now, he worked 303 hours out of 336 hours. That, to me, looks like overtime fraud. He was working the equivalent of 22 hours a day. Matter of fact, he had no choice but to have worked 22 hours per day on average. There's only 24 hours in a day. But now paying the police crazy amounts of overtime makes them pretty loyal to you. Loyal enough to do your bidding.
A South Suburban car show is canceled after the entrance is barricaded with giant concrete blocks.
Now, the sponsor of that show and the Park District are calling it an act of revenge by the mayor in Dolton, Tiffany Henyard.
Bosley got an unexpected call last Wednesday from Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's top assistant,
saying that the show would be shut down, but if I move my event to her location on Greenwood, that I will be fine.
Did you take that as a threat?
Yes, I took that as bullying.
Sure enough, when Bosley showed up at the park Saturday morning, he found that giant concrete barricades had been placed at the entrance, and Dolton police were threatening to tow any cars that parked there.
Okay.
It's what it is.
Well, so here we go.
He says he's been repeatedly harassed for not supporting Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
We taking care of all the business, right? All the business.
You can't stop me from closing my gate.
Last time I'm gonna say it, sir.
Okay.
Please stop.
I'm not.
Okay.
The standoff that night ended with Gardner in handcuffs.
I'm tired of them. They've been harassing me for months and months and months.
Have a seat, folks, sir.
And charged with misdemeanor obstructing an officer.
How do I matter you?
With the gate. It's all on body cam, no big deal.
The charge eventually dropped. Case closed, right? Not quite. Gardner claims the harassment continues. And he's not alone. Others in town are sharing similar stories of alleged retaliation for not supporting this suburban mayor.
It's a regular occurrence. She uses the police force to intimidate residents.
So Tiffany A. Henyard is taking care of the police, keeping their pockets full of cash, and they're dancing in the streets doing anything she wants them to do. Yes, sir, Miss Mayor. So now the mayor is also living a very lavish lifestyle off tax dollars.
WGN investigates a small south suburb with big bills and leaders with expensive taste.
And then there are the trips to Las Vegas. Mayor Henyard and other top officials traveled to Sin City in May to attend a shopping center conference. It's unclear if it helped Dolton land any deals. The credit card records do shed some light on tax dollars spent at several restaurants near the Strip, including Cafe Hollywood and Hot and Juicy Crawfish.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
Actually, yes.
So now, spending money in Las Vegas, hiring child blank offenders, using the police to do her dirty work. What else could this mayor do? It's not like she's gonna lock the city council out and not let them vote. Well, she also did that too.
The mayor locking the trustees out of Village Hall tonight, forcing them to have a meeting out in the parking lot, all of which has Dolton residents shaking their heads in disbelief.
But what's going to happen? Is the FBI going to investigate? Is the local district attorney going to investigate? There's so much going on in Dolton. We're just going to have to stand by, because if this woman just gets away with all this scot-free, I'll be shocked, but I won't be surprised. If you like this video, don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. And if you made it to this part of the video and haven't subscribed yet, come on, please. Really, just hit the button. It's free. My name is Nate the Lawyer, and I'll speak to you next time. Peace.